All right. It is Friday, August 20th, 2021, and I am with guest Juliana Odom. This is Josh Rackless. Well, I am Josh Rackless, but I might come up with a new name for myself. But in the meantime, that's what it is. The podcast has been called Celebrity Josh until recently, but now I'm thinking maybe I want to call it Spark the Genius and also call my name that. We'll see what Juliana thinks. Welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you? I'm in Ottawa, Canada.
I'm in New York.
Oh, cool. Your Instagram or your LinkedIn says Brooklyn or New York or where? I guess those are job locations. What part of New York are you in?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Okay. And that's kind of New York, right? You just do you go over it's like right off the island. You can take the subway there or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very nice, very nice. And if I met you in an elevator and you had like a few seconds to tell me who you are, like what would your summary of you be?
Well, it would be I'm a content creator based in New York City. I'm also trying to become an actor, model, activist, and advocate for people with disabilities. I also have a disability myself, and I'm trying to raise awareness about different disabilities.
Cool. What is your disability? Can we know?
Sure. I have a visual impairment.
Okay. So how does that, can you see it all or not at all? Or what do you think?
I can see. I just can't see far distances.
Okay. Well, there's not much going on farther away, so you're not missing anything.
Right.
Cool. And I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile. It says model, actor, activist, brand representative, content creator. You're pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the quick life history? Like what did you do for school, and then how did you start doing what you're doing now?
Sure. I went to school at the New York Institute for Special Education in the Bronx for about 7 years, after which I was hoping to go to school for fashion design. But because fashion design is so competitive and demanding, I thought, no, I'm going to take a break, maybe come back in a couple years, see what I want to do. That's when I came up with acting. Right now, I'm just doing content creation. I've been doing it since 2019.
Cool. Well, that is the hot thing to be doing now. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is content creation, right?
Right.
Sorry, I'm just gonna start timing this because I don't even know. Because I usually use Skype to record these, and then when you do that, it says how long the call is, but Zoom doesn't show you how long you've been on the phone.
Right. So yeah, that's true.
I'm trying all new things, and then there's this new thing I want to try, Zencaster or Squadcast, that actually record, like it would record you on your end and then send me the files, so like the audio would be the best possible.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't tried those yet. But Zoom seems to be even better quality than Skype.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already ahead of the game. And I have a family tragedy. My aunt just died, passed away yesterday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so the funeral is at 3 p.m. So I'm supposed to be in the car in an hour at 1:30 p.m. just so people know where I'm at. But yeah, I mean, I guess you just got to keep moving. She would want me to just keep being creative and doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had trouble sleeping last night. I went to bed around midnight and I listened to a podcast. It ends around 1. And then at 4 a.m. I woke up again. I'm like, did I have coffee today? Why can't I sleep? And so I lay there for an hour. And then I'm like, all right, I'll put on the same podcast again for an hour. And then I finally fell asleep and I woke up around 10:20 and I'm like, ugh. So that's where I'm at, because our interview was supposed to be like 2 hours ago, I think, or something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you being on the show. Okay, so you said you were going to do the fashion design, but then you took a break. Oh, and then you started content creation in 2019. Okay, and then so what does that mean exactly? Like what kind of content?
Videos, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Tumblr.
All right, so all the things. And
Yeah.
I guess maybe, I mean, obviously you need to do different types of things. Like TikTok is like a vertical video, and YouTube you probably, well, they're all adopting each other's things, because now as of this year, YouTube has YouTube Shorts, so you can use the same vertical short video or Instagram Reels. But normally, but I guess for YouTube a couple of years ago, you'd be doing sort of different types of things.
Exactly.
So what type of stuff have you been creating? Like comedy skits or inspirational things, or?
I try and focus on food, lifestyle, traveling, vlogs about like disability, because on TikTok especially there's a huge like um blind talk community, and I try and do as much as I can to add my voice into that community.
Did you say blind talk?
Yes.
Ah, so would it be hashtag blind talk and then they would talk about being blind?
Yeah, blindness is a spectrum. So it
Yeah.
would be from having like a little bit of vision to having no vision at all.
Cool. Well, that's cool because I mean, they say for any kind of content creation, it's great to have a niche because if you just
Hmm.
do something for everyone or you don't really know what you're talking about, it's harder for people to find you. But if you've got your community that's interested in that kind of thing, then that's you could be
Right.
the big fish and people are looking for you and everything. That's really cool. So when you started doing the TikTok and the blind talk, the blind TikTok, the blind TikTok talk, um, I could make up a new term for it. Did you get discovered right away, or did it take a while to build traction?
I'm still trying to build traction, but it kind of found me because a person that I followed, she used the hashtag, and that's how I started. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start using it.
Smart. That's the thing. You find out what people you like are doing, and you say, okay, well, what hashtag are they using? Who are they talking to? And then you
Hmm.
can piggyback on that community, and then you could like follow all the people who follow her, and then you're like, oh, they're like
Exactly.
you're doing the same
Exactly.
thing. And that way, like that's how the algorithm works too. Like if you're doing that on YouTube, people will be like, oh, you like this person, well, here's another person who does those things, so you might want to watch
Hmm.
other videos like that.
Right.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Do you find like I'm not big on TikTok. I think I finally started posting on it like in January, but only occasionally. I keep forgetting. All right, I should do a TikTok video. Um, so have you found that yeah, you get lots of comments and kind of building a community there, like you getting to know people?
Slowly, I'm getting like some of my videos get like 180 views
Yeah.
and sometimes no comments.
Yeah, it's tough. It's weird.
It is.
It's really hard to get engagement. Like my sister has started a community for haiku poetry. Like she started writing
Hmm.
haiku poetry for herself and then made it an Instagram page just for her poetry. And then she started a community where she'll give prompts and people can and give their own poems. And she called me. We were talking yesterday, and she's like, she's finally hit the point where she can't even respond to all the comments. She gets like 300 comments and has to respond to each person because people are writing their own poems. And I'm like, that's amazing, because I was in this contest um, to be voted on this online reality dating TV show, and I was trying to get like all I needed to get people to sign up with your link and vote and win prizes. The number 10 person only had 51 people, and I'm like, why can't I get 51 people? I've got like 12,000 friends and followers on Facebook, like, but I couldn't even get that. And even the girl who won only had 360 signups, and she has 500,000 Instagram followers.
Wow.
So I'm like, even out of 500,000, only 360 people will like click the link and do what she wants. Yeah, it really is
Right.
hard to. I mean, I guess it's hard to even show up in people's feeds. You don't necessarily even show up in their news feed, even if you think, hey, like, isn't everybody seeing this? And maybe not everybody saw it. But yeah,
Exactly.
So I mean, a lot of times I'll get no comments, or it's funny actually. Like a lot of my videos, I get maybe 2 views on YouTube, but then my niece, who's 9, she borrowed my phone when she was here a month ago, and she did a little vlog like, hey, I'm in the park, I'm visiting my uncle, and I posted that, and it's got 2,000 views like in 2 days. I'm like,
Wow.
ah. So people like my niece and not me, which is fine. That's why that's why I should have kids, or I'll just be like, hey, it's the Uncle Josh show, let's talk to Ayla and see what she's up to today. Because I guess, I mean, it's easier. There's different niches that are big on the internet. Like a lot of, I mean, TikTok and YouTube, it's going to be a lot of teenagers and kids that want to follow other kids.
Hmm.
Not a lot of people looking for like a bald middle-aged man like me. Like, okay, let's see what Josh has to say. But I'll keep working at it. There's an audience for everyone.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's cool. So you're doing the TikTok, and did you start everything at the same time, like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that?
I started when I don't remember when I started TikTok, but I remember I started Instagram in 2019. I did YouTube about a month or two later.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, YouTube is the one, like if you can get enough subscriber, it takes a long time, but if you can eventually monetize it,
Right.
that's the one thing. But even that, like I've been doing it for like 15 years and I'm finally monetized, but I make like $15 a month. Like it's not much. And the only money I've made this month is from my niece's video. Like that made $5. Everything else is nothing. So yeah, it's tough. You got to sort of build your own, I don't know, have things you can sell, or your own products, or brand sponsorships, or
Right.
a course you could sell. Like I hear a lot about podcasts. Like even if you can just create a Facebook community, like you could make a Facebook group for blind talk and just people to talk to each other, and maybe at some point you can charge $10 a month to be part of it, or have little workshops or something. So who knows. So then you mentioned you're a brand, what was it, a brand ambassador, let's see here, brand representative. So what brand would that be, or different brands, like affiliate links?
Different brands. I'm trying to find different brands to represent on social media.
Yeah.
Cool.
And an activist. So what kind of activism are you doing? I guess to people to help blind people and disabilities, that kind of thing.
Yep, that Black Lives, environmental stuff like that. I'm just trying to do like a broad, like I'm just trying to do anything and everything that interests me, like incorporating performing arts and stuff like that.
That's great. That's kind of what I do. Like, I try to help as many people as possible, and I have all these different interests. And sometimes people are like, no, you should focus, do one thing. You shouldn't be doing different things. But Marie Forleo is like a business coach, and she says, no, it's great to be, she calls it being multi-passionate, I think. And she says it's a good thing, like use all your interests. And that's also what makes you unique. Like maybe there's a lot of models and a lot of actors, but, or blind talk people. But if you're combining it, there's not a lot of maybe people doing 2 or 3 of those things at once. And so that makes you your unique thing, kind of thing. And then you also,
exactly.
And you don't know what's going to stick to. So you could try different things and be like, oh, I didn't know people like my TikTok, or, oh, they like my modeling, or whatever it is. So good to have a whole bunch of eggs in different baskets. They say that the IRS says that the average multimillionaire has, or the average millionaire, I forget if millionaire, whatever, but they've got at least 7 streams of income. So good to be working on different things. And how's life in New York been during the pandemic?
It's been hard.
Yeah, I heard that, especially like there was a lot going on there. I remember when it began, everybody's like, oh my God, like it's just spread through New York, and everybody's hiding in their apartments, kind of like everywhere. It's weird that it's everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in a little village in New Zealand or Australia or New York. It's like everybody's sort of afraid to leave their room. It's pretty crazy.
Exactly.
But people, I guess things are opening up more. I just saw a woman on LinkedIn say, hey, that's a wrap on the podcast festival in Texas. I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was a podcast conference going on. But I don't even know if I'm allowed to go to the US because I don't know what the border situation is. And then I thought I could just go to LA one day and just make videos. But then a comedian was telling me a couple of days ago, she's like, no, you can't do that. Like if you don't have a work visa, then you're not allowed to work. You can't make a TikTok video or something if you're in the US. I'm like, now I got to get a visa or marry an American woman. I don't know. We'll see which is easier or harder. Well, that's crazy. So did you have a good week? It's Friday. Were you productive?
Actually, yeah, I was actually. I've been helping Color of Change with their Brooklyn Kickback events, and working on a story for the episodes.
Okay, so Color of Change and Brooklyn Kickback. I don't know what any of that means.
Color of Change it was one of the largest racial justice organizations in the country. They were the one that rented out a movie theater for people to go see Ava DuVernay's summer movie.
Okay, yeah. So that was a few years ago, I guess. Cool.
And then the Kickback is just like I would say like a networking event.
Oh, awesome. Was it in person or online?
Yeah, it's in person this weekend.
Oh, so you're gonna go to that this weekend?
I might. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I miss the last thing I did before the pandemic was I was at a podcast festival in Orlando for 4 days. I'm like, it's so much fun. I just like meeting people in the lobby and talking to people and seeing little workshops and stuff. So stuff like that is a lot of fun. And I've been going to some online, they've been doing stuff over Zoom, and it's okay too, but it's still nice to see people in person.
Exactly.
Have you always lived in Brooklyn? Oh, cool. So yeah, that's my dream too. I was always wanting to move to New York, and I got a job offer 10 years ago to work in Times Square at an ad agency doing ads for Broadway shows. But I'm like, no, I don't know.
Oh,
I know
wow.
I should have done. Now that I think about it, it's like, why not? I'd get to meet all the actors, be creative. I'd be in New York. They'd
Right.
sponsor me and pay for my
Dang.
visa. And I was like, I don't know. I just bought a condo in Toronto, and I want to go to New York on my own terms as an actor or something. I'm like, what the hell were you? I don't know what I was thinking. And so then I left my job like 6 years ago in Toronto, and I'm like, I haven't even got another job because it's like, I don't know, I don't want to work, I want to be free. But now I'm like, I miss people. It was cool being able to shoot commercials and
Right.
travel around the world and have it paid for. I'm like, what was I thinking? So why didn't I do that? So maybe I'll now that I've learned, I've done my experiments, I can go back to being a real human being, and then I can come in for things like kickback and stuff. That'd be so
Right.
cool. Wow. Have you done have you been on any other podcasts or anything?
No, not yet.
Oh my God, I'm the first. It's an
Yep.
honor. There's this guy on Instagram that I guess I just saw John Cena post. Like, he's the big kind of wrestler actor guy. And there's this, he posted a picture of this guy who looks like him. So that they're calling him Black John Cena because he's black, but he kind of has the same face and the same body. And so I thought, oh, well, that's kind of like a celebrity that maybe isn't so huge that I can talk to him. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, I can interview you. And he's like, yeah, that sounds cool. Would you be willing to make a donation? And I'm like, a donation? What does that mean? Like, I mean, like, so I'm like, do you mean, will I pay you to interview you? He's like, yeah, because I'm so busy these days. I've done 10 interviews. So I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. I don't have a lot of money right now, and whatever. So it's like, it's kind of funny. Like some people are now like, hey, wait a minute, you want to talk to me? You got to pay me, kind of thing. But good for him. But yeah, so I guess he's done some more, but I'm honored to be your first interviewer. Have you ever thought of doing a podcast yourself, adding that to your content creation?
No, not really.
No. How did I find you? Was it on Podmatch?
I don't remember.
Are you on Podmatch?
No.
Then it wasn't on that. That's a new site that I guess I probably signed up a few months ago, but I didn't realize I was on it. And then I just got an email about it. And they started this, it's to match podcast hosts and guests up. So like every day you'll have two people, kind of like Tinder, but it'll say, here's two people you could meet, and do you want to interview them? And so I did like 10 last week, kind of just jamming through, because it's hard actually to find good guests. Like, some people I want to talk to you, but it's like, I don't know what I talk to you about. And then a lot of people are like, oh, why would I talk to you? I don't have anything to talk about. So it's like, oh, you need somebody that's, able to, sorry, I just dropped something on my desk. That's so annoying. I have to edit that out. You want to talk to people that actually want to talk and stuff. And so that's good. So yeah, maybe I just found you on Instagram, probably. Who knows? Or
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah.
That was it. Did you make did you make a reel or something? That's usually how people show up in my feed.
I have done a reel. I really do them because they're like I prefer TikTok over reels.
Okay. Would you make a TikTok video and then post it on a reel, or do you not post the same thing?
Yeah. I've done that. In January, I heard about an event called Abilities Expo for people with disabilities, and it was just something I was like, you know what? I bet you a lot of people don't know about it. I'm gonna post about it, and I did it, and I posted it on Reels.
Oh, cool. So you did a TikTok, and then wait. So you did a TikTok and you put it on Reels, or you just made a reel?
No, I did it on TikTok and I put it on Reels.
Okay, cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, they were saying that Instagram doesn't like it if you take a video from TikTok. Like, if the TikTok logo's there, they'll not promote it as much. I don't know if that's true, but it's hard. I don't know how else you do it. I guess you could film it on your phone. I still haven't figured out how to do all this stuff, like how people do all the editing. I haven't tried it really, but I guess you could do it on your phone and then upload it as a TikTok and then as a reel. It's easier if you just film yourself for 30 seconds talking, like, rather than having to edit it, because I think the editing stuff within TikTok is helpful, but I don't know if there's a way to export it from TikTok without the logo. So yeah. I just looked at our Instagram messages. I met you on Shaper. That's what happened. I said hi from Shaper. Okay.
Shaper, yes.
That's good, because mostly Shaper is. Oh yeah, you asked me, have you ever thought about talking about your the show on TikTok or so? See, you were already coaching me when we were chatting. I'm like, yes, I should. That's right. I should have promoted the dating show on TikTok.
Yes.
I couldn't get then I would have gotten votes. I remember I read that and I thought about it. I'm like, but how would I even get people to do it? Because you can't really put a link. I guess I would have
You could do it in your bio.
The bio of TikTok. Does that give you a clickable link?
Mm-hmm.
I could have done that then. Man, where were you yesterday? Well, I didn't get on the show, but they said people might get voted off the show after the first episode, and then I can make another. Okay, so that's what I'll start doing, TikTok. Because yeah, sometimes I post things like I posted, I guess Instagram Reels I tried first, and I posted just like it was like me jogging. I'm like, oh look, it's an onion ring on the ground, and then the next day it was still there. And then I woke up one morning, I just posted the onion ring, and yeah, it had like I got a notice like you've had 5,000 views. I'm like, what? And people are commenting like, I don't know why I know this, but I know this guy has an onion ring on his running route or something. Like, so it was ridiculous. But that's probably a better way to get discovered. Like I even did one about getting my second vaccine shot, and like within minutes got like 300, 400, 500. I went up to like 3,000 views on Instagram. I'm like, so yeah, the reels definitely get more traction.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Shaper is just crap. No offense to whoever created Shaper, but it's
true. It's not that good.
It's almost all spam now. Like it's almost 90% is just like, hey, do you want to buy Bitcoin? Join my foreign exchange scam.
Exactly.
So that's a pain. So yeah, it's frustrating to even know, because it makes you not want to talk to anybody. It's like, is everybody fake? And
then true.
Same thing with Facebook dating I'm on, and it's like 99% fake profiles from China. Like it's just these stock photos of Chinese models, and the first thing they say is, hi, I'm never on this app, do you want to talk on WhatsApp? I'm like, and then first I added some people because I'm like, okay, let's see what the point is, and they never get to the point. I'm waiting for them to ask me for money, and they just never do. But people are telling me, no, it's a long game, they'll talk to you for like a year and ask for money. I'm like, I don't have time for this, just scam me right away, or just like I'll block you. Like I don't want a long game. I made the mistake though of responding to one spam email from like a woman in Russia who's like, I love you. I'm like, oh, cool. Let's chat on Facebook, just knowing it's spam. But I'm like, I'll play the game. But now I get emails like every day. Hello, send me money. I'm at the airport. I need money for my passport. And I'm just like, okay, I made a Facebook. I don't have Facebook. We don't have internet in my country, but please send me money right now. I'm like, so somebody is sitting there sending emails every day for a year. I'm like, what? Do they ever get anybody? I don't know.
Right.
It's all ridiculous, but I'm glad you're a real person. Do you know, I just have one question about New York. Like, do you know your neighbors? Is it cozy in your apartment? Like, oh yeah, all hang out together and stuff? Or
no, not really. It depends. Like if you're in a like for me, we don't really know our neighbors, but we like if there's a package, we'll pick it up for them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it there in the mail room, so you'll just drop it off outside their door or something.
Right. Well, we don't have a mail room.
Oh, so where would you see? Oh, like how would you know the package?
It would be in front of the door.
Oh, right, like outside the whole building.
No, in front of our apartment.
Okay. Oh, so if you see it outside their apartment, you'll grab it and give it to them later, so somebody doesn't steal it.
Right.
Oh, that's nice of you. Although I guess maybe that's you stealing it. No, but of course you'll give it back to them. That's nice of you. Yeah, because everybody's got their Amazon packages disappearing and stuff.
So. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. See, look, now you can add package saver to your many lists of things. Cool. Well, it's been great chatting. I guess I have to be in the car in 45 minutes, 47. So I'm like, maybe I can go for like a 10-minute jog now just to get some fresh air, and then not be late for the funeral, because my dad will kill me, and then we'll have my own funeral. So yeah, well, hopefully maybe you'll make it out to, what was it called? What's the thing this weekend?
The kickback.
Yeah, maybe you'll make it, maybe you won't. Maybe we'll talk again and hear about it. Oh, you know what we should do? We should plan to do some kind of TikTok collab or something. Like,
oh yeah, we could do that.
I don't even know how that works. What I want to do is like, I've seen this comedian in LA who pretends to be an Uber driver, and then she's always doing a funny exchange with a different comedian as her passenger. And I'm like, if I could do that over online like this, like if we could make somehow a vertical video, because on Skype, if I record it, we're beside each other, but I was like, if I could do a video like where we're on top of each other, then it would be like a vertical thing, and then it could be like, me life coaching you or something stupid, and then just like 10-second things for TikTok. So I'll figure out if I can do vertical video online, because right now I see you on top of me, so but I don't know what it's going to look like when I download it. I guess I'll have to see. Gotta get on top of it. All right. Well, thanks so much. Have a great Friday. Oh, and if people, you want to plug your social media or where people could find you, what do you want people to do?
Sure. If you want to link with me, you can follow me on Insta and TikTok at the Visionary, VISIONARIE Girl 1. That's for TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And yeah.
Cool. Visionary normally has a Y in it, so you've changed
Right.
it.
I switched it.
That's good. Why'd you switch it?
I think it was just like I don't even know what made me do that.
That's cool. Well, why not? Nobody else has that word. Although I interviewed a guy last week who's like a web designer in Pakistan, and what is this company called? Like NEX Solutions, but they did a typo when they first bought the domain, and so they had like solutions like SLO or something, and he's like, oh, so then that's his Skype name. I'm like, why do you have that? He's like, oh, it's to remember that typo. And I'm like, but nobody's going to be able to find you. Nobody's going to be typing your name solutions. And they're also going to think you're a fool. Like, they'll just be like, oh, I'm not going to hire this guy to build my website. He can't even spell the name of his company. He's like, yeah, I thought of that. So we've also got solutions now. I'm like, okay. But that's not what I'm saying for you. I'm saying his thing is a bit complicated. It's like, but you can make your username whatever you want. You've done it in a smart way. He's done it in a way that might not be a good idea. So
right.
It's always a fine line. Great. Well, okay, everybody look up the Visionary Girl 1. Was there the Visionary Girl without a 1, and so you had to take the 1?
No, it's with the 1.
No, I know, but did you put the 1 because it was already
right? Yep, that's why I did that.
There was another Visionary IE Girl?
No, there wasn't another one. I'm like, I came up with that one. I was like, you know what? That's what popped up when you're like, let me just use it just because I see it.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. If it shows it's available, grab it, because otherwise you'll spend 20 years like typing, no, that's taken.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what annoys me on Instagram too. Like almost everything's taken and some things aren't even being used. Like I had Celebrity Josh years ago, or I wanted it, and some 11-year-old kid had taken at Celebrity Josh and posted one photo like 6 years ago. I'm like, just give me that. Eventually his thing got taken down and I grabbed it, but then I switched to Josh Rackless and I thought I was saving Celebrity Josh, but I can't find it anymore. I'm like, So that's what I realized too, like Instagram, TikTok, they can shut you down. You never know what's going to happen. So all you can own is like your own .com name.
Yep.
And just make sure to renew it, because I didn't renew it a few years ago and some guy in I don't know, a faraway country bought it and was trying to hold it hostage for $3,000 until he gave up after a few years. It's all ridiculous. So I had joshrackless.today and I thought that was clever, but I'm like, that's hard. Nobody's going to remember to type in .today. Anyways, whatever. You live and learn. All right. Well, thank you so much, Juliana Odom. Is that how you pronounce it?
Odom.
There was a character on Star Trek called Odo, so that's Odom. Cool. Yeah, autumn would be the autumn in New York, like the season. But that's what it is. All right. Well, all right. We've learned a lot about your name and everything today. All right. Time to go for a jog. And I hope you have a great day in Brooklyn, and we'll keep in touch.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye.